Someone try and jump into what I was talking about. Try. uh, so basically, it comes down to this is kind of like we were talking about before with like what people can get out of this and stuff. Um, it's basically it's like an kind of like an ultimate satisfaction. If you think of like satisfaction as like something people are always seeking in some way or another. Like some people, me especially, like sometimes I just like want to eat good food just because it's good. Cause like I'm not doing anything and I'm like, oh, that sounds good. So like I'll eat something, or even like art and stuff. Like you just do it because you're doing something and it's satisfying. And for a lot of people, it's hard for them to like feel that satisfaction. So this like it's like they're always looking for something that they're not finding, and it ends up causing overthinking and anxiety and just all kinds of stuff people complain about. And when we were talking about how understanding the whole concept of it can give you a sense of having control over a lot more things than you usually think you have control over. um, People don't think they have control over a lot of their overthinking and anxiety and stuff, but once you have an understanding of mindfulness and what we're talking about when we're talking about it, then it at least lets you know that you can have that control, and then from there it's just kind of up to you to do it. But so basically back to the seeking satisfaction thing. Pretty much everything people do, especially in like our society and stuff, everybody needs to be like occupied with something, and they need that satisfying stimulation basically. That's why it's hard for people to just sit quietly with their mind. And most people, you can't just throw them in a room for an hour and expect them to sit there and like even be content, which is kind of crazy because like why wouldn't you be content if you're just sitting somewhere and you have absolutely everything you need in that moment? You're not hungry, you're not without anything you need basically.
Not being
So
bothered.
yeah. So what it comes down to is like when your mind is so programmed to automatically seek that stimulation or satisfaction, then it makes it hard for someone to like sit with their mind, because their mind's like, oh, I need something. And like if you really don't need anything and there's not any real reason for you to be anxious or anything but content, then there's not something obvious that you need for your mind to grab onto, so then it's kind of always looking. It's like, oh, what can I say need? Like, what can I say need that'll give me some sort of satisfaction, that'll fill some sort of something that I'm not feeling right now. And essentially, that when we talk about it, we're talking about that like absolute contentment to where you wouldn't change anything about that moment or like your current experience.
Acceptance
Yeah, just
of what's
total
going
acceptance. And I mean, even not just sitting alone, not doing anything, but even just throughout the day, people are always worrying and thinking about and stressing about stuff just because their mind needs something to be doing something. That's why people get so caught up in things that happen and things that haven't happened yet. Like, oh, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Oh, I got this to do in a couple days. And like I always try and say, just do what you can do when you can do it about something. Like if you have to do something at somewhere that doesn't open until Monday and it's Saturday, well then just don't even think about it. Like there's literally
You
no
got
reason
time.
to worry about it because there's literally not a single thing you could do about it.
Exactly.
So you can, and people don't think it's okay to just set that to the side, but it's totally okay to just set that to the side because there's nothing you can do about it. Literally, just nothing you can do until, Monday or whatever, till you can do it. So just set that to the side and just free up that conscious attention that you're focusing on that for something else. Or don't, use it for something else. It's that open conscious attention that's not focused on stuff that brings that feeling of it. And yeah, it's just pretty much like absolute contentment. Like you can't explain that actual feeling. Like some people just have to get there and feel what that feels like.